for this very informative presentation. Interesting insights there. May I request that I know there's a lot to say in these presentations, and some people we might just get carried away. But if the speakers could stick to the time, because there's a lot of other speakers to present. Thank you very much. And the next one that we're going to hear from, our next presenter, is Professor Liang Jing from the, she works at the East China National University of Shanghai. Professor Guo holds a master's degree in curriculum and instruction and a PhD in educational theory. She has researched extensively on various aspects of early education using big data, and her work has contributed immensely to a change in how the Chinese government views early education. Her intervention today will showcase how big data management can influence ECCE on the policy front. Professor Guo.
First of all, I would like to thank UNESCO, IBE, IECD, Seychelles, and those who helped me come here to share China's experience and also learn from my international and Seychelles counterparts. According to the requirements of the conference, I will concentrate on 3 themes. First, I introduce just briefly the current development of preschool education in China, because this is the background of understanding why our government needs big data in this field. Secondly, I'd like to introduce infrastructure of our national preschool administration information system itself and show some data tables to you. Finally, I summarize our lessons and challenges in this work. So first, I would like to just show some facts about, basic facts about China to illustrate how China is so big and unevenly developing country. It covers 9.6 million square kilometers and has 1.39 billion population. And under 6-year-old, we have about 108 million. From 3 to 6-year-old, 57 million. And we have 57 ethnic groups. And that means that the children might speak different languages, and they have different customs. We have 23 provinces, 5 autonomous regions, and 4 municipalities directly under the central government, 2 special administrative regions. Traditionally, China is an agricultural country, but since 1980s, the industrialization and urbanization goes faster and faster. But there is unevenly development between rural and urban, western and eastern part. What we mean by the concept of preschool education is for 3 to 6-year-olds. That the kindergarten for this age group. After 1980s, especially from 1990s on, with the industrialization and urbanization, the demands of preschool education increased dramatically. The problem, so-called kindergarten crunch and high kindergarten fees, became increasingly serious. The central government set out to solve this problem since 2010. The goal is to establish an equal quality and fee affordable preschool education system for all children. From 2011 to 2013, the central government invested a total of about 42 billion Chinese yuan to support the development of preschool education. That's about 700 million US dollars. And stimulating and support provincial, municipal, and county district government to respond to the public demand actively. From then on, investment from the central government maintained about 15 billion Chinese yuan per year. This is just to briefly show the increase of financial investment in China in ECE. And we have also different investor body from the country level to the county level. I'm sorry, this is wrong. As a result, we have dramatic increase in number of kindergarteners and enrollment rate. So we have the number of as a result, the number of kindergarten increased very fast, and we have a huge body of institutions and a huge amount of money to manage by government. The central government has also initiated 7 key programs supporting ECCE in underdeveloping regions. In such background, the Ministry of Education feels the necessity of big data to managing the programs and investment. The government raised several questions for themselves. I'm not going to read everyone, but I just highlight this one. Did those disadvantaged children get the support which they need most? For example, some need nutritional, some need emotional, and some need environmental, but some need all. How could the allocation of educational funds to be based on the concrete children data and the portability of funds be realized? So the government, a department of Ministry of Education, China, Educational Management Information Center, it calls, developed NPEAIS, that's National Preschool Education Administration Information System, in cooperation with an IT company since 2011. And since then, it has been being revised and improved always. We call this system 2-level construction and 5-level application. 2-level construction means central level, that's country level, and provincial level database. And the application, 5-level application refers to application programs for 5 levels at the central level, and provincial level. I'm sorry, this letter is not so clear. And municipal level, county level, and preschool education institution level. the basic data of preschool, all preschool, is acquired by the informationer at the institutional level and the district county level. Then they were reported step by step to the central server. This is how it looked like, the system, how the system operates. There are mainly two categories of data in NPEAIS. One is basic data of preschool education. For example, I just briefly give you some information about that. For example, structural conditions of preschool educational institutions, information of expenditure of all the institution, information of funding, information of child and family subsidy, etc. That is some examples of basic data of preschool education. Another category is, data of national major programs concerning preschool education since 2010. It includes information of reconstruction subsidy of either school buildings into kindergarten program in rural areas of middle and western region. That means underdeveloping areas. And the information of development award and subsidy funds for fees cutting private kindergartens program. And also information of kindergarten teacher training projects on different level. That's another category of data. We have a lot of information sheet, but due to the time limit, I will show you just some data sheet. This is the structural quality information of the institution focus on architecture. There are a lot of data, very concrete data of the institution's architecture, and also information of financing, and information of children migration. Because with the industrialization and urbanization of the population, there are a lot of rural population move into the city and work there. So there is a, I'm sorry, I have to read. There is a large-scale migration of workers into cities. Migrant children's education has become a very serious problem and important issues in education in China. Since there are not enough places in urban kindergarten and also not enough funding in the city for establishing more kindergartens for this group of children. So with this information system, the government can acquire and monitor, update the information of children migration in real time. So they can use this data, big data, to reallocate the resources to ensure this. To ensure they could educate it in kindergarten. Okay. So this is the information summary of enrolled left behind children. That means their parents goes into the city but left their children behind with their grandparents. So the government will grasp this information and set some emotional care for this group of children in some community and also kindergarten. This is information summary of enrolled migrant children. We could know how to ensure all the migrant children could get a place in kindergarten, in the city kindergarten. So come to the last part of my presentation. Sorry. Okay. Our lessons of constructing and managing this information system is comprehensive and regularly collected data can make decision makers more clearly and concretely grasp the development profiles of different regions and different needs of various children groups. This could reduce uncertainty in decision making and make evidence-based policy possible. The second, even if the administration of ECCE is decentralized, like in China, the ECCE institution is regulated and managed by the county level. But even this is decentralized, the construction of the database should be led by the central government, which is conducive to data sharing, microscopic control, and policy advocation when necessary, and avoid the duplication of hardware construction, incompatibility of systems, and inconsistency of indicators. The third, it is necessary to improve the information literacy of decision makers of all levels, including enhancing their awareness of evidence-based decision making and their ability to analyze data. The fourth, for data acquisition, security, and use, regulations need to be formulated to reduce dirty data and abuse of data. Insecurity of data abuse in public might affect the authenticity of the data acquisition process. We also faced many challenges in this work. For example, how to make the data acquisition reliable. Because we have so many levels and so many informationer, so it's hard to ensure all the acquisition process is operate well. The other is data security management. In China, in Chinese educational ministry, they very emphasize this point, not only in the technical, but also in the political process. The third is data dig, how to find the implication of big data to policy making. We think that this big data is not about children, but for children. So it is very important how to reasonable using this kind of data. The other one is the difficulty we faced a lot. That's further expanding the indicator to child development outcomes and interaction among teachers, parents, and children. That's the very important data of ECCE, but it's also very difficult to acquire this group of this kind of data. So I just briefly show our regulation, what it look like. They have some chapters and some article about how data generation could be operated reasonably, and how data security could be ensured, and what's the responsibility of informationer and other people to be sure of confidentiality. We also developed many manuals and training videos and information backtrack function to ensure this process. I also take one of the manuals with me, but it's in Chinese, I'm sorry. If you're interested in, you could look at what it looked like. And inclusion, I was required to show some takeaway messages to the audience. One is central government should take responsibilities. The other is promote general data awareness in the public from the beginning. The third, show the good case of reasonable and cautious data use, and at the same time set some bottom line for data analysis and data use to establish trust. The fourth, training a group of data management experts is very important for this information system. The last, problem-oriented or goal-oriented data digging, like we use the big data to solve the migrant children's kindergarten opportunity. So thank you very much for your patience on my language, and welcome to Nanjing, China. Thank you.